Hi everyone!
Hi.
Happy holidays! Merry
Happy
Christmas!
beginning of holidays.
Happy Kwanzaa.
All of the above. I know we went all out. Yes, all out. We bought ourselves hats. That's as all out.
We only got this because we forgot one of the ingredients last night. We went to do groceries. We forgot to get the phyllo dough, so we had to run back out today to get it.
Exactly.
We also weighed in today.
We
the
did.
video hasn't been released yet, but you guys will see that tomorrow. But let's just say it was good news.
Yeah.
People were. What'd you say?
I'm gonna say it. I'm back to Lifetime. I'm back down to Lifetime. Down 2.9 pounds this week. I'm at 175.6, which was crazy. And I'm telling you, that is a very big amount for me right now. Like, that's a huge amount, which I was not expecting, just because I'm near the end, like, I'm close to my goal weight already. So when that happens, it makes me go, I wonder what next week's gonna be. But I'm not gonna look at that. I'm looking at this week, and I'm happy about it. I'm excited. I'm stoked, because this is the first time ever Nick and I have been, like, at the same kind of place at the same time.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be a new experience for us, a new learning. So I am so excited to be here. Hi, Rosie. I don't think she can hear me. Hi, Kim.
Hi.
Hey, Rosie.
Hi, Rosie. Hi, Kim.
Hi. Hello. I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
I can hear you. I
Yeah.
can.
Can you hear me now?
I can.
Can hear you both.
Can you hear me?
Okay,
Okay,
I feel like
I have a question for you.
Oh,
yes.
Look in the chat.
look in the chat. Okay, so
Is that
Kim.
okay?
Rosie is doing secret mission on finding out if certain people should be allowed into the Zoom room. Because yes, when you are in Zoom, you at times get bombed, as you all know.
I haven't seen the message yet. So
Zoom bombing. Oh, you know what we have to do for YouTube though? We need to adjust this camera.
Yeah.
I was like, what's blocking? We can't see anything.
There we go.
So we'll do that there.
Awesome.
We'll do that there.
So let's talk about what we're doing tonight.
Yes. Hi everybody.
Hi.
I'm Jean-Luc.
I'm Nick.
And we're the WW Gays.
Yeah, we should have said that earlier.
We should have, but you know, when you're doing a live show like this, where
has
there's
been a
so
lot of
many
prep
little
work.
things that need to be integrated, we have, honestly, right now, everybody, I'm going to give you guys an idea. We have 2 phones in front of us filming. We have an iPad with Zoom in front of us. We have a TV projecting with the iPad so you guys can see people in Zoom on YouTube and Facebook. We then have a laptop behind the TV
with another monitor.
And
so I can work on
so
there.
Nick can be involved in the chat as well. So this is like quite the production just to get this. And then now we're gonna cook. Are we crazy?
Yeah, we are.
I think we're crazy, but you know what? We have fun, we're enjoying it. It keeps us busy. It keeps us, well, although I was gonna say out of the fridge.
And I want to say hi everyone on YouTube, because there's a lot of people that are commenting on YouTube right now. People from Kansas City,
Yay!
Bridget, Gwen, Angie, Sharon,
Hi, you too.
Henry, and Rachel. Hi everyone. And then there's a lot of people in Zoom too. We have 40 people in Zoom right now. I will post a link in Zoom for Zoom on the chat right now on Facebook.
Yes,
for
so if you want to join the Zoom chat, feel free.
And YouTube as well.
So basically what we're here tonight doing is cook what you got. You might have seen it a couple months ago. Was it already a couple months ago? Do you guys remember? Kim or Rosie, how long ago was it did we do this? Do you remember? I think it was at least a month and a half ago or so. So
September.
It was in September?
October, yeah.
So we did Cook What You Got, which was basically our version of what we like. We love the Cooking Network, and Chopped is one of our favorite TV shows. So we decided to do it in our WW world. So we put out some ingredients, we asked you to vote. This time it's going to be a little bit different. We asked you guys to vote on bringing in ingredients to the meal. Nick and I actually prepared our meal. We're doing a holiday type meal. What we would normally do for either Thanksgiving, possibly Christmas. It's going to be turkey, stuffing, mashed potatoes.
We have ideas,
right?
We'll be doing different things.
And so as the night goes along and as we are cooking, Rosie and Kim are going to start throwing in some polls. And there's going to be 6 polls, which means you guys are going to be able to pick the actual ingredients that you want me to add to whatever part. You will not be specifically telling me where to add it, but you're going to surprise me with an ingredient, and I'm going to, at that point, incorporate it into whatever I'm making at that point in time.
Yeah. And so this week, we actually asked in our Facebook group some ingredients.
Yeah.
So this is where this list comes in right here. So you guys came up with about tons of ingredients. Some of them we eliminated because Nick is fussy.
Nick is fussy.
So some of them could not have happened because I don't eat lamb, right? Lamb
yeah, there was lamb.
I don't eat lamb, so I'm sorry. Anything that swims in oceans or water, I don't eat either. Yeah. So all of that stuff had to be removed. So we finished with a list of 36. We picked 6 ingredients that we chose to actually have, and Kim and Rosie will talk about them in a bit. And then there's 30 other ingredients that we also still have in a running that you guys will be voting on 6 times throughout the night. So what we're gonna do is Jean-Luc's gonna start cooking.
I am.
And Kim and Rosie and I and Jean-Luc will just be chatting about what we're working on. And in about 10 minutes, the first poll will go up, and we will ask all of you on Facebook, on YouTube, and in Zoom to go to the link. Cast your votes for the ingredient you want us to add next, and then we will then add it, and we'll repeat that 6 more times. And we don't know where it's going to end up. You guys can vote on something that he has to add it, like he can add, he'll have to figure out where to add it in his recipe. I'll help him as well, of course, but he'll have to figure that out as you guys are voting these ingredients in. So Kim and Rosie, did you guys want to talk about the first 6 ingredients that are on the list? And then I know Kim, you found some interesting facts, but
Sure, I did want to say that there's already somebody with their hand up, so I wonder if Shirley had a specific might have a specific question.
Let's see what Shirley has.
She's not
I'm going to unmute Shirley.
Okay, yeah. Hi, Shirley.
Ask to unmute.
I'm checking to see if she's unmuted. She's still
Shirley?
Well, I'm going to start.
I did unmute her.
That's okay.
Okay.
We'll keep going.
So I'm going to tell you guys what I decided to make.
Okay, keep going.
Oh, yeah, I decided to make tonight. So basically, Nick and I said we want turkey. We're not making a full turkey. It's just the 2 of us. We never make a whole turkey. We usually make turkey breast because it's white turkey breast. It's white meat, 0 points. I actually pre-cooked my turkey today. Just not that long ago. I cooked it because I wanted to make sure that the turkey was fully cooked. I marinated it in some basil. I took the turkey, I marinated it in some basil, a little bit of soy sauce. I added half a tablespoon of Splenda brown sugar. I also added garlic. And I just did that. I wanted something different. I didn't know what it was going to taste like. I have no clue. Again, I throw in things because I like combinations. I know the combinations I like. And so, not a lot. I baked it in the oven at 375 for a good 35 minutes because it was just really small pieces of turkey. They're not very big. We found them, they were already butterflied. And we are going to be re-cooking these a little bit more. So this is what they look like over here. This is what they look like. And the reason being is because we are making ourselves little gift box. A gift box dinner, and it's going to be a phyllo dough gift box dinner. So in this little phyllo little present, we're going to have our turkey, we're going to have our stuffing, we're going to have cranberry sauce, we're going to have potatoes-ish, and then we're going to bake that in the oven, and that's going to be our meal. Yep. And then as well, we are starting with an appetizer, which is butternut squash soup, because it's one of our favorites.
Yes.
And for dessert, we are making a caramel apple dessert pizza.
So caramel apple dessert pizza that we're making for dessert.
Yes.
So we're going to be doing that right now. So we'll let Kim and Rosie go ahead and start talking about the first 6 ingredients that we're using that we have to use today. And so I'll let you guys take over.
I think there's a delay today.
I'm a little flustered here because I only had 5 ingredients.
That's okay.
Turkey. Okay. Turkey. No.
It's cranberries.
The 6 ingredients that they are using are cranberries, flourish, buttermilk waffle mix, phyllo or phyllo, depending on how you pronounce it, quinoa, or as my father likes to call it, quinoa, riced cauliflower, and squash. Those are the 6 ingredients that we have.
Yep.
Okay. Sorry about that.
That's okay.
No worries.
How dare you, Kim?
That's why I have my lovely assistant.
That's why there's 4 of us doing this. That's why there's 4 of us doing this.
So I'm currently going to start. Yes. FYI, I'm currently starting to work on my stuffing a little bit. So I'm taking some mashed cauliflower and throwing it into a frying pan because again, I don't want to use a lot of potato. I don't want to use breadcrumbs or things like that. I want to have the texture of stuffing, but not the points.
Yeah. So, okay, what do I want to do?
right now. Oh, peel that apple for me.
Okay.
I have a fun fact. Of riced cauliflower.
You do?
It was invented in 1988. Yes,
It's younger
it was
than me.
invented in 1998 by Harrison Ford's son, Ben Ford. He's a chef in California, except he called it cauliflower couscous. He was working on a land dish with Chef Govind Armstrong, and that got created.
That's kind of cool.
Who would have thought?
Who would have ever thought, like, honestly, and I didn't even know that.
For those who would like to know, riced cauliflower is 0 points on green, blue, and purple.
And that's why it's good for a
One cup of it
stuffing.
is 85% of your daily vitamin C and 10% of your fiber. It has 30 milligrams of sodium, 0.3 grams of fat, 5 grams of carbohydrates, 2 grams of dietary fiber, 1.9 grams of sugar, and 1.9 grams of protein. So it's pretty good food.
Spices.
It's also a partridge and a partridge in a pear tree. That's the other part of that.
Partridge in a pear tree.
So, Jean-Luc,
Yes.
Right? I'm feeling festive, and we're talking about all those things she's listing. I felt like I should have had a partridge in a pear tree.
Ah, I love it. We would have Christmas. We would have Christmas music
Now,
playing.
Jean-Luc,
Yes.
there's a question in the chat from Janet.
Yes.
She wants to know if you've roasted the butternut squash.
That is a great question, Janet. Yes, my butternut squash is actually roasting as we speak. And I'm
Butternut
sorry.
squash roasting on an open
And
fire.
I'm gonna turn the vent on as the oven's open.
Fire.
And I'll turn it off in a second. Because our
so what is your, Jean-Luc and Nick, what is your favorite thing about the holiday season?
that's our
Okay.
butternut squash, everybody, right now.
So I think my
It's
favorite
roasting
thing.
still. I don't know if you guys can see that over here.
Okay.
So my favorite thing about the holiday. Sorry about the fan. It's just if we don't put it on, our alarm will go off.
No,
I need to turn it off. So my favorite thing about the holidays has always been. We were never a big gift family. So it was always about the food, I think. I won't lie. Even this year, we're still kind of looking forward to all the food at Christmas. I won't lie. I've always said I'm a food addict. So I'm not going to deny the fact that I still am, and I still can't wait to have what we're going to have for Christmas in terms of food. How about you, honey?
Well, you know what? It's funny. Growing up as a child, it was always about the gifts, right? That was the biggest part, is gifts, gifts, gifts. I wanted to know what the gifts were. And I can't lie.
What did you used to do, hon?
I was
Explain.
the worst child ever when it came to gifts, because I would sneak around the house and go find them. And then I would then also ruin Christmas for my sister by telling her what all her gifts were when they were wrapped underneath the tree. I was mean. Well, that's only because she was mean to me at that point, so I was mean to her.
So you had the kind of mentality.
I was like, revenge, but, you know, I didn't do that all the time. And then it's so funny because for a few years before I met Nick, and I'll be honest about it, Christmas wasn't anything special. It was just another day in my mind, to be honest with you. And I love my family and I love being with them. But then once Nick and I got together, Christmas was fun again. Like, it was different. It was, you know, us creating our own little traditions and our own little things. And
All done.
thank you, honey. Slices, though.
Yes, but
okay.
I peeled them.
I'm like, slices, honey, slices! My goodness, he's not the best sous chef. He's not listening.
He's so bossy.
So yeah, I think right now for.
So what?
Go ahead, Kim.
Try to like this or like that.
Long slices.
I was just going to say, what are you doing right now?
I am currently taking a few Brussels sprouts. I'm not taking much because Nick is very picky, but I want that texture again, fried up in my frying pan with my butternut, not my butternut squash, with my rice cauliflower to add texture to my stuffing, my Weight Watchers WW stuffing in a sense.
So right now I'm cutting apples.
And Nick is slicing some apples for the caramel apple pizza. So if anybody else has questions for us, you can allow them to unmute them, and if anybody wants to raise a hand, if anybody wants to.
I know somebody was asking.
It's the only person who's hand.
It's Shirley still.
Up.
Oh, we got someone.
I was gonna say, I knew people were gonna raise hands as soon as we said
but
it.
one thing, John,
Well,
someone asked in chat, what did you season the potatoes with?
What potatoes?
Not the potatoes, the
I have not seasoned, the squash.
The squash.
In the squash, I use fresh basil, I use garlic, and then my clubhouse spices, the roasted red pepper and roasted red pepper and the garlic plus. That's all I did in that one because I just wanted to, because this again is going to all be pureed and then added to, and made a soup out of. There we go.
Okay, so Jose is unmuted, so she can speak.
Hello, Jose!
Hi, Rosie.
Hi!
Hey, hi, Jean-Luc. I am curious about your hat. Where are the lights coming from? Is it from that?
It's built like
There's
this.
a little battery. Like they were made like this.
That
Yeah. Well, yeah. If you look at them.
It's not a.
No, it's just like. Show it over there, hon. He's gonna show it. We're in the other Zoom. He's gonna show it. There's a little battery. You just pull it out like a battery watch thing, and then they light up.
That's how they work. We got it at the Dollarama.
Dollarama. $4.
And where did you get it?
Dollarama.
Ah, really?
Yeah, we walked
They
in.
were great.
They thought they were
I
cute.
kept looking and seeing, like I couldn't see like it was coming out or anything.
They are
They look
warm.
really great. Yeah.
They're very warm.
It's one of the, we got
My
the stock on the
favorite
way.
store, Dollarama. Yeah.
Hey, nothing wrong with that.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Sorry, my bad.
Nothing wrong with that for sure.
So I'm adding.
Thanks.
You're welcome. So to my cauliflower that I have, my rice cauliflower, not my couscous cauliflower, my rice cauliflower. I'm actually going to be, I just sprayed the pan with some avocado oil. I use the avocado. This is one we normally don't use because they ran out of our Bertolli, but we found this one in the organic aisle. And so that's what I sprayed the pan with, but I'm also going to add like a few tablespoons of chicken broth to it just to get the veggies softened a little bit, but I don't want to add too much chicken broth because I don't want them to get soggy. I still want that consistency of what stuffing is going to feel like. Taste like.
Having fun.
Kegos is having so much fun meowing in the bedroom right now, which I'm okay with because that means he's not on the counter.
So on Facebook, just so those who are aware, I'm sharing Zoom right now. I hadn't done it yet, so I'm sharing it in Facebook right now in chat. So sorry about that. I just forgot about it, so I'm gonna do it right now.
And so also to that, I'm going to add.
So I'm just trying to see.
Pardon me?
I wanted us to try to unmute. Maybe you could see it, sorry, 1 minute. I have too many things going on. Great, good. So I'm gonna try and ask Shirley to unmute because she's had her hand up for a while. So Shirley, if you have a question, I'm asking you to unmute. You have to unmute yourself. What, now that I've given you permission?
Yeah, on your screen it should say unmute, and then you should be able to unmute yourself.
Well, it tells me I have to ask people to unmute themselves. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
There should be something that says the host is asking you to unmute.
I'm now.
We'll keep trying. But we also have Devin who has a question.
Excellent.
We're going next.
Next, I need you
Hi, boy.
to
Hey.
take that carrot there, and you can slice.
What's your question, Devin?
Well, no, let's put a poll.
What
I need to
is
get
your favorite
ingredients now. Like,
recipe?
I
On Facebook and YouTube, and why?
I'm sorry. Can you repeat that, Devin?
Yeah, what is your favorite recipe that you've been cooking on YouTube, Facebook, and why?
Like the ones that we make?
Because we tend to use our own. We tend to always try
Yes.
and bend.
No, I think that's what she's saying. What's our favorite recipe that we make?
I think it's her pizza dough.
I do too.
Our
I honestly
pizza
think
dough
our
is the
pizza
favorite
dough is
one, our
our
favorite
absolute favorite.
Yeah, because that's the one we use the most often. It's the one that we feel is it's kind of transformed our journey. When we learned we can have pizza every week and it was still manageable point-wise, it kind of transformed us. That's when we actually stopped ordering out as much, and that's when it got us inspired to try to figure out how we could replace other restaurant meals, like our chicken balls, our chicken ball recipe, or our chicken fried quinoa recipe. We're all inspired by that first meal we tried to replace from a restaurant. So I think that would be the best, the one that's our favorite.
Definitely.
So thanks, Devin. So I will be posting right now in all rooms, so on Facebook, in Zoom, and in YouTube, the link to go vote on the first poll for the first ingredient we have to add.
And you have 5 minutes to make your vote, because we want these ingredients to come quickly, because I want to be able to start cooking more stuff, and I want, excellent. So now I'm going to start.
I'm copying the link now. So on YouTube, it just went up.
Done.
On Zoom, I'm putting it up right now. Oh, thank you, ladies. Good.
I beat you to it, Nick.
You did. And then on Facebook, I'll be posting it in a second. Go ahead.
So, did you know that stuffing was originally a military term?
Oh.
It basically means, whose stuff is this?
Oh.
Originally, to stuff meant to fortify a military force with needed supplies. So when you say, I need enough stuffing to feed an army, you're being literal.
Ah, that's
I
hilarious.
did not know that.
That is so
It's
cool.
really cool, actually. So I just posted the link in Facebook as well. It's going to be posted right now. There we go. There we go. I just posted the link on Facebook. You guys can all go vote, and we can actually start looking at the results soon.
Yeah.
So in 5 minutes, so at 5:35, I will check the results. So go vote, everyone. Go vote. What ingredients do you guys want? You know, in chat.
Yes. Right now, I have soup going on. I have soup going on, so it could go into my soup. It might be going into my stuffing. I have some apples here. Can you put the apples in a bowl and put a little lemon juice on them for me? Rainbow colored bowls today it is. I need more broth.
Jean-Luc has a syndrome, or I don't know how to call it. He doesn't like these bowls in our videos. He always has to have the metal bowls because he thinks they look prettier. And I always tell him, like, why does it matter? It's rainbow. We're rainbows, so.
I just like the stainless steel bowls, people.
But you never use them when we make regular meals.
I know.
You only use them when we do recipes.
Yeah, it's just a thing I started a while ago, and it's gonna be like that forever.
I guess so.
So right now for my soup is really simple, everybody. I use the Campbell's no salt added chicken broth. I count it as 0 points. Some people might. I do. We always have.
Yeah, we always have.
So again, know yourselves when you come to those things. If you feel like you're gonna calculate, but most chicken broths should be all 0 points. You can use your own homemade chicken broth, like that. It's even would be amazing, I'm sure.
So there's a question from Gwen, wants to know what is both of your favorite sweet treats?
Sugar pie.
Yeah, that's
Hands down, sugar pie. My mom makes this, it's like she always makes it at Christmas time. It's basically a pie crust filled with almost like a fudge inside, like a cream fudge, and it's delicious. It's not healthy, and it's also not point friendly, but it's delicious once a year at Christmas. What about yours, hon?
Ice cream.
Ice cream?
I'm an ice cream fanatic. And what did I always used to love, honey? And if you ask Lizette, one of the things when I first started dating Nick, and I would ask for 2 things all the time. Do you remember what they were, honey?
What?
There are 2 sweet things that I would ask when I was with your mom and dad and you all the time. There was 2 things. And I'd say it a specific way.
Ice cream.
And the other one?
I don't remember the other
Slushy?
one. Oh yeah,
Slushy? I love frozen drinks. And this is really funny because I don't drink them at all anymore unless we're like on a resort. But I used to love Slurpees from 7-Eleven. That was one of my favorite things ever. Anything frozen and cold like that, I would want them all the time. But now, since those are points, Jean-Luc doesn't drink much slushies or Slurpees.
I love what
I
Robin
used
said.
to drink
Go ahead.
a lot of Bellinis.
I used to drink a lot of
I
big
used to
drinks.
drink a lot of Bellinis.
Yeah, lots of points in there. Someone said in chat, yes, that is French Canadian taco sick. And Robert from Las Vegas said, be careful of soups you buy. Some are extremely high in sodium. We actually make our soups all from scratch now. We've stopped buying
And then that's why we buy the no salt added.
And what we do a lot of times is we make a big batch, and we freeze the rest of it in Ziploc containers, Ziploc freezer bags that we flatten and we lay in layers in our freezer. I think we showed that in our prep video once.
I believe so.
But that's something that we do a lot because, again, it's what you know what's in the soup, right? If you can make yourself a 0 point soup, instead of the can at the store, you have to actually scan and actually take it for point value and all the preservatives that are added. That's just something that we've learned to change.
How's the poll coming along, guys?
I'm checking right now. It's not 5:35 yet.
Oh, okay, so we're waiting till 5:35?
Yes.
Are we gonna do you wanna know responses? Or
Give me
are we
the top
waiting to surprise
3.
you?
The top 3. I think top 3 would be good for if you want. You guys can surprise me too if you'd rather just surprise me.
It's not. I'm looking at what we've got because it's not sorting it for me in the right way. So
Oh,
Try to
okay.
see if I can see it myself.
I think Nick is working on that as well. I'm
Oh, 1 minute. Here we go.
I'm peeling an
Analytics.
onion.
Yeah, analytics is where it is.
Oh, I got it here. This might help. No?
Please.
Boys, do you have a video on how to make stock? I don't think you do you?
I don't think
Oh, I found it.
No, we've never actually made a video on how do we make stock. And honestly, I don't make when I make stock, it's very interesting because I cook my baked chicken in the oven. And what I'll do is I'll sometimes add extra.
Oh, I love the top.
I sometimes add extra water to it, so that way there's a little bit more, and then I use that as a base,
Okay.
and then I add more water and spices to it.
So Rosie and Kim will announce the first ingredient. You got it, Rosie? Did you see it? I think we have the same one.
Yeah, do you want me to announce it?
Yeah.
Drum roll, please.
I'm dying to know this right
I
now.
have it in my hands. Ready?
Almonds.
Almonds are ingredient number 1. So how are you gonna have
Almonds.
this? Desserts.
Yeah, I can add it to the
Add it to
dessert, but I
dessert.
think I want to add some to my stuffing.
Okay,
I think I
so
want to add some to
so-
my stuffing.
and we
I
have
might
the point-
add it to the dessert as well, but I think I want to add
what's
some to
the
my stuffing.
points for this again? Oh, this is right here.
And just for an FYI, I'm cutting this onion and I'm cutting big chunks because I put it into my chicken broth because that's where I'm going to end up putting my butternut squash eventually. And then eventually I cook that down a little bit and then I puree it and that's what becomes our pureed butternut squash soup. And I don't put much other vegetables in it because Nick's picky. Yes?
So I'm gonna unmute Matilda, who's been waiting around to have a little chat.
Love it!
Hello.
Hi,
Happy holidays.
I
Happy
know.
holidays.
It seems really weird because it's so...
Congratulations, Jean-Luc.
Thank you!
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
What is your favorite Christmas movie?
Ooh, favorite Christmas movie? Okay, if we're looking at
Yes.
So,
my favorite Christmas movie.
so while we're thinking of that, I'm posting now the link for the second. We're posting shortly the link for the second ingredient. Start voting now, and in 10 minutes we will announce
I'll
the
post
winner.
the other one.
Did you find the points for the this
Yes,
is a
right there.
quarter.
4 points for quarter.
Matilda, I'm gonna pipe in and tell you my favorite movie, which is Last Holiday with Queen Latifah. It's I watch it all year round.
It's on Netflix
I like
right
that.
now.
That one's a good one. I think A Wonderful Life for me is one of my favorites. And White Christmas with Bing Crosby.
And if we're looking at silly comedies, because there's always those silly comedies, for me it would be National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation because it just makes me laugh every time I see it. And then Christmas with the Cranks is another one that I enjoy watching at Christmas time. But if you're talking about like family movie for me, the one that hit home for me the most was The Family Stone. I love The Family Stone. I think that's a...
I don't know if I have a favorite Christmas. Oh, Home Alone for me.
Oh,
I love Home Alone. That's the one I watch often. So for me, it's Home Alone. I've seen now multiple times. I could probably recite some of the lines by heart.
you're welcome. Thanks, Matilda.
Thanks for asking, Matilda.
Rosie, what's yours?
I only put 2 tablespoons.
Rosie,
No,
what's
but
yours?
I don't have a particularly favorite one. It's quite funny. I just don't think there's some here Lord of the Rings because the Lord of the Rings trilogy always came out on Christmas, so that's sort of my Christmas type because of when it came out.
So I'm gonna ask everybody that's watching on Zoom to post their favorite one.
I love that, yeah!
There's some.
Jean-Luc, we have a question from Angela. Is there any nostalgic recipe from either of your moms that you have transformed to WW friendly?
There actually is for me. On my birthday, because I had a quarantine birthday this year in April, and we all have, I should say, I wanted a birthday cake, but I didn't want to go buy one. And my mom makes something called pudding chômeur, which is, I translated it into poor man's pudding, which was a cake that her parents used to make when she was really young, because my mom was born in 1939, and so they only had basic things. They had sugar, flour, and so they made a white cake, and you added a caramel sauce, but the caramel sauce was just melted butter and sugar and a cassonade, which is brown sugar, on the stove, and then you pour that on top of this raw white cake batter and bake it, and then the caramel seeps through the cake, and then you serve it upside down, so it has this like glaze on top. It's amazing, it's delicious. But for my birthday, that's what I wanted, so I created a 3-point pudding chômeur in a brownie muffin tin. So I was already able to point them out. We never actually posted that recipe.
Not yet.
No, it's in the
we
works.
We have it written somewhere.
We have it written somewhere, but it's really good. That's the one that I could remember like off the top of my head.
So we already have votes coming in for the second ingredient now. So keep voting, everyone. I just posted the link again in Zoom. I will be posting a link again in Zoom.
Wow.
And you can vote multiple times, I think.
Yeah, you can vote more than
I
once.
think you can. So if you
should be
can't,
able to.
I don't know if I set it up correctly to do that, but I think I did.
I'm actually boiling potatoes, people. We don't eat potatoes often.
Sorry, go ahead. We have another question for a person to chat, which is Lynn.
Yay!
Hey, Ben.
I'm just trying to get her. There we go, Lynn.
My question is, since we're French Canadian, us Frenchies, we like les tourtières. Did you guys have that at Christmas? And have you ever tried to make it yourself or make it Weight Watcher friendly?
Well, it's so funny that you asked that, Lynn, because guess what?
We have some in the freezer. We have an actual one tourtière that his mom made.
Voilà la tourtière! Of course, it's my mom.
We both grew up with eating it, so
It's a staple, like le réveillon, which is Christmas Eve. Normally, in the French Canadian family, we celebrate Christmas on Christmas Eve. We would go to midnight mass. This is a huge thing for us. We would go to midnight mass with my family, and then at 1 a.m. come home, open all our gifts. We'd have a feast. My mom would make turkey, tourtière, and we wouldn't go to bed until like 4, 5, 6 o'clock in the morning sometimes. And it was just the 4 of us, and we did that for a few years because my parents, like my family, it was really interesting. A lot of people have huge families, and my parents were in Windsor, so it was just the 4 of us. So Nick and I both had that same
very small
experience,
families.
where we had very small families, so we didn't have that whole big family experience, but my parents still gave it to us that way. So that's my tourtière, of course, we've had. As far as making it WW friendly, I never have because I
have an idea of how to do it.
Right, but I love my mom so much
that we allow ourselves to indulge in that one.
Why not?
It won't taste the same.
It won't. Well, you know what though? I say that, and I make shepherd's pie with my mashed cauliflower and my ground turkey instead, and I like that shepherd's pie better than regular shepherd's pie now. So if I could sit down and figure out a way to... Pardon me?
Sorry, I just want to know, does she make it with the pork? With the pork?
Yep, my mom makes it with ground pork.
Like, I know my grandma makes the pork and beef and chicken. That's how we used to make it. Free meat.
I can make the pizza crust.
For any of who doesn't know, tourtière is a meat pie.
Yes, tourtière is a meat pie.
Yeah.
A French Canadian meat pie.
Yeah. Yeah. I need that. What's the next thing? Yes. So I need to get this out of the oven.
Yeah.
Yes. We need to move that. Put that on a cutting
Okay.
board.
We have the first item that they're going to be adding on the fly, which is almonds, and they need really hot weather to grow. They need hot weather and cool nights to grow well. They are 100% reliant on bees for pollination, And almond growers are known to rent bees so that they can pollinate their crops.
I wasn't in it. There was nothing.
We also know that almonds are, for
Was there?
anyone wanting to know points for, on all 3 plans is 4 points per quarter cup of almond.
Yes, what do you need to do next?
I need you to
Take out the stuff?
that. Yeah, take that out of the oven. Nick is taking out the
The squash?
the squash. And I'm adding 2 tablespoons of dulce de leche, of sugar-free syrup from the low-carb grocery store. And I'm adding that to my apples right now. And I'm gonna let my apples just marinate in this. I'm sorry, I said 2, I added 3.
So for those watching right here on camera, here's the squash. There you guys can see on the other camera. And I'll come over here. This is the squash come out. Ooh,
You know what else you can make? You can make the butterscotch pudding.
Okay.
So for this dessert pizza, everybody, yes. So what, Kim?
No, go ahead.
Oh, so for the dessert pizza,
I was just gonna say,
I think there's a delay. Go for it.
Just talk. Just talk.
Just
Kim.
keep talking.
Just keep talking. Don't worry about us.
this is, okay, so since this is the holiday edition, I have a bit of fun facts on both Thanksgiving and Christmas. The Canadian Thanksgiving was first observed as an annual event November 6, 1879. Then on January 31st, 1957, Parliament changed it to the second Monday in October. Most Canadians embraced it because it coincides with the actual completion of the harvest. It's not about pilgrims, it's about nature's bounty. Whereas American Thanksgiving, it was first decreed by George Washington, and Sarah Josepha Hale, she's the writer of Mary Had a Little Lamb. She pushed Abraham Lincoln to make it an official holiday held on the final Thursday in November. In 1939, Franklin D. Roosevelt moved it to a week earlier to help the economy recover from the Depression. So, Jean-Luc, you were saying about your dessert pizza.
Yes, so I just added to the dessert pizza, I added the three tablespoons of the dulce de leche sugar-free syrup. I added a tablespoon of Splendid brown sugar, and I added some cinnamon, and Nick added a little bit of lemon juice so that the apples don't go brown. And I'm actually going to be pan-frying these apples instead of baking them. I'm gonna pan-fry the apples. I am also saying, what I said is, we're making pizza. So I'm using Flourish pancake to make pizza dough. I am actually going to make a Flourish pancake pizza dough and then have the apples laid on top, and then the cooked apples laid on top. I will be baking the pizza dough prior to putting anything on it because I want to make sure that's cooked. Yay! And the squash came out beautiful and it smells delicious.
So I'm adding it to the broth here for the soup that we're making as our appetizer.
Mm-hmm.
So that's all that's in there right now, huh? Now just get it to boil.
Yep,
now?
just get that to boil because we want the onions and all that.
Perfect. I'm making a mess.
You are.
The first pancake mix was actually made by the Aunt Jemima Company in 1889. The highest, or the biggest pancake weighed in at 6,614 pounds and was 49 feet in diameter.
That's insane.
One large pancake.
That is a pancake and a
Who
half.
ate that? How do they cook it?
Pancakes are also, there is a pancake toss contest that goes on regularly. It actually started in 1445 when a housewife was still busy making pancakes to eat before Lent. And the church bells were ringing to signal her to go to church. So she was so eager in going. She still had the frying pan with the pancake in it, and she was still flipping it, and she was still wearing her headscarf and apron.
Wow.
So that pancake toss is an annual event, and the record for the highest pancake toss is 9.47 meters, which works out to 31 feet 1 inches, and that was in New York City in 2010.
Wow,
That's
that's insane.
I love these fast
So we have a question from Marlene would like to ask a question.
Yes.
If I can get her to unmute. There we go, Marlene.
Hi, everybody.
Hey, Marlene.
I just have a question about, hi. I just have a question about your stuffing and what seasoning do you put in your stuffing?
So the stuffing, the seasoning that I used, the seasonings that I used today in the stuffing, I used some dried cilantro. I also used the Epicure sauce, sage and apple stuffing seasoning. And I just, like I didn't use much of it, a teaspoon. And then I also used this gourmet collection. This was actually a gift from Matilda. She sent us, and I used, it's the gourmet collection, and this one's for roasted vegetables and fries, but I never follow what it tells me how to use it. If they tell me to use it on something, I use it on something completely opposite usually.
He does. He doesn't listen to instructions.
I'm not a good instructions person.
I'm just wondering if you've ever tried summer savory.
Summer savory, no, it doesn't ring a bell actually. Please, do tell.
Well, I'm from Montreal and I grew up on summer savory in my stuffing.
Okay.
And that's why I'm not a big fan of sage. But summer savory, and when my husband tasted my mother's recipe, he just fell in love with it. And he likes it even better now.
Oh,
so
wow, cool.
It's an idea maybe in the future you guys can try.
Thank you, yes, I'll look for it. So is it come in like a jar of some kind? Is it a jar of, like a jar of spice?
Yeah, McCormick has it. It's a jar of dried leaves.
I will definitely look for it. Cool, thank you so much.
Yeah,
Watch again.
you're welcome. Thank you.
Jean-Luc, what flavor of Flourish are you using? Peggy would like to know.
Well, that's the thing. I could use two. I have two kinds. I'm not going to be using chocolate, of course, because Nicholas does not eat chocolate. I have the, this is the protein. Do you want me to use the vanilla one, or do you want me to use the, I'm going to use the buttermilk.
Okay, so I'm actually going to look at the second. We can actually reveal the next winner of the poll. What's the next ingredient we're adding, Rosie?
I'm already there.
Awesome. I'll get the third one ready.
Hold on to your hats, folks.
Hold it on.
The ingredient is barley. Barley.
Barley. Wow. Was not expecting that one.
Barley.
That one's a tough one.
Wow, yeah, because that's going to take a while to cook, but I will figure it out.
Yeah.
I will get it working. Okay, so we need to get water boiling for me, please.
Yes.
Not a big pot, because I'm not going to make a big bunch of it.
So you also had a question. You also had a question. Somebody wanted to know if you were using fresh. What's that stuff called? Squash.
Yes, it was a butternut squash. I used a full butternut squash. It was a pretty big one. And then I also bought a buttercup squash with it, so I added both together. They're both in the same family, but they have a little bit of a different flavor to them, but I just wanted to, I liked both of them, so I picked both. I wanted to find I always butcher the name of the one everybody's looking for right now. The, what's it called again? The delica something?
Delicata?
The delicata, and I can never find it. They never have any at our grocery store.
Okay, so I'm actually going to start posting now the link for
Yeah, for the
poll
next one.
number 3. So here it comes.
Already in Zoom.
You mentioned the squash and the different types. There's summer and winter, but there's over 100 different types of squash. 5 species are grown worldwide. They're known they're grown for their edible fruit, variously known as squash, pumpkin, gourd, and depending on the species. They date back to at least 8,000 BC in central Mexico, Peru, and eastern U.S. And they were actually used, they would dry them and use them as containers.
Yeah.
Wow.
I remember hearing that. Remember hearing
A
that.
little bit of interesting stuff.
That's so cool. And also,
They're high in vitamin A, B6. Go ahead.
No. Didn't they use?
Okay, well, they're high in vitamin A, B6, and C. Folate and magnesium. Sorry, guys.
No. There's a little bit of a delay, so it's okay. We get it. We
Yeah,
can
you don't have to stop.
just keep talking.
Talk over us.
We'll stop.
Okay. An interesting thing about Thanksgiving, in 1953, a Thanksgiving mishap led to the invention of the TV dinner. Swanson miscalculated the number of turkeys needed that year, leaving them with a 260-ton surplus of leftovers. So they ordered 5,000 aluminum trays and set up an assembly line and filled it with turkey, cornbread, stuffing, peas, and sweet potatoes, sold them for 98 cents. It was a huge hit, so the next year they sold 10 million.
Wow, that's crazy. That's absolutely insane.
I mean, you'll need this as I'm watching it, because you need it for the actual baking of the...
Yes, I do.
That's why I'm watching this.
You are very smart. I have a very...
There's also the fact that Jingle Bells is actually a Thanksgiving song.
What?
It was published in 1857 with the title of One Horse Open Sleigh, and was meant to be sung on Thanksgiving, and it wasn't until many years later it became co-opted as a Christmas carol, which necessitated the name change.
That's insane.
What was it called before?
One horse sleigh? One horse. What was the name of it again?
One Horse Open Sleigh.
Wow.
Jingle Bell sounds like a better name anyways.
Yeah. So I took a cup.
Jean-Luc,
Yes?
somebody would like an explanation of what you are currently doing.
I was just about to start doing that. So I took a cup of the Flourish pancake mix, which I probably should have just took half a cup, but I took a cup, thinking that I was gonna bake. I was thinking, because I miscalculated, but that's okay. I'm going to recalculate by adding another half a cup, and then we'll keep half for another time. See, if you make too much, you can always store some for later. You don't have to eat it all at once. That's the one thing that I like. And this is gonna be a great way to experiment if my dessert pizza can be frozen.
So how many points is that so far?
So that right now, that's just 8 points. No, yeah, 4 and 4 is 8, and I'm adding another 4. So it's 12, but I'm going to be dividing.
And this is for blue, we're tracking later, but
Yes.
all the ingredients, they're in, so the ingredients are, I posted earlier today. If anybody wants the actual ingredients later, just comment below in any of the chats, we'll try to fill in some of the points if we can.
I
It's
decided.
very hard to do that live.
I
that's why.
decided I'm adding the barley to oh, I don't know. I don't know where I'm adding the barley. Yes, I'm adding the barley to the soup. The soup
So bake some,
it's
and then add it as a, like, pulverize and add as barley as like a noodle almost?
yeah,
to
it's
the-
gonna be added after.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
We'll cook it and then we'll add it as a
Get
noodle
the water
after.
ready.
Yeah, perfect. So we're only gonna do like a third of a cup. Like,
And the potatoes are going as well?
yeah, potatoes are going. I need another cup of flourish. Where did the flourish? There, not a full cup, half a cup.
Do you want the phyllo dough?
I do. It's already cracked in the fridge. I already opened it, and then I took out the two. It's on top of the Coke Zero. So I'm sorry. I'm adding a cup of yogurt to a cup and a half of Flourish mix. I'm making a little bit more than I expected, just because wasn't thinking correctly. And you want it to be a dough. You want it to be like 2-ingredient dough. And this is basically what ends up happening. It does end up looking like an actual dough. We've done this before. And I'm gonna split this into, I'm gonna only make one pizza for us today. Since one pizza is usually 8 points, I'm splitting this into 3.
Okay, you've got a question from Janet.
Yes.
Give me 1 second to try to unmute her. Janet, I'm trying to unmute you. There you go.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
I feel like, can you hear me now in that commercial? That apple and sage spice, is that only available in Canada, and what's the name of it again, please?
It's an Epicure spice.
And I think it's only Canada, yes.
I'm not sure if Epicure is only Canada or not, to be honest.
I think it is. This is the spice right here. For those. This is what it looks like.
Okay. So Amazon might have it.
Amazon could have it, possibly. Yes,
Okay.
definitely.
So Amazon could have it. All right, cool. Thank you both.
You're welcome.
Love your hats, and congratulations, Jean-Luc.
Aw, thank you so much, Janet. Appreciate that. So we've got the soup going. We've got my stuffing going.
So everyone's still voting right now for third ingredient, so I'll start looking into that.
We have a tie, right? We currently have a tie on the ingredients,
Okay,
so.
I'll break
keep
the
it voting,
tie.
people.
I'll break the tie. Or unless other people go vote. Remember, the vote's in chat if you guys want to vote on the ingredients.
On to Christmas. Christmas trees were first used by ancient Egyptians and Romans. They used evergreen trees, fir, pine, and they made wreaths and garlands. And the use of the modern day Christmas tree actually started in Germany in the 16th century, and it was decorated with fruit and nuts.
Oh,
So, and you guys are going to be decorating your tree tomorrow, right?
Yes, it's already out. The tree's actually out. We have it put together, just no lights or decorations. Jean-Luc is going to be putting the lights in tomorrow because...
Can you do 644 divided by 3 for me? Actually, 1 second. Like, you can round off the number if it's easier, 650. Yeah.
What's your favorite Christmas ornament, guys?
Actually, you know what's really funny? Our favorite Christmas ornaments right now are the ornaments that we've just started purchasing
on trips.
On trips. Like, we started a couple years ago. We never knew what to do as far as... We never knew what to do as far as what do we buy ourselves when we travel? What do we buy ourselves? So finally, one year we decided we're going to start buying ourselves Christmas ornaments. So that way, every year when we put our Christmas tree up, we can remember the different trips that we were on, like when we were on our WW cruise and what places we saw in Europe. Anywhere we've actually been, that's what we've actually done. And it's always fun to reminisce and remember the sun. Remember the sun, because that's what we love. And I'm sorry, I made you calculate the wrong one. Can you do 400? So where are we at in your cooking? What are you doing now? So right now I'm dividing the pizza dough into 3 so I can make 1 pizza, because I don't want to make a huge pizza. I want to make sure, yeah, that's good. 1, 2, 3, perfect. And then I gotta make sure the oven is on and ready to be baked, but it was already on earlier, so I don't know why I turned it off. I'm just silly. It's just a habit, you know, you start cooking and then you're done cooking and you're like, oh, I don't need this anymore. So I'm taking that dough and I take one of my pizzas.
We have a very special person. Sorry.
Go for it.
Go ahead. I was going to say you have a special person who would like to say something to you.
Awesome.
My mom.
Yeah, I'm thinking that you won't have any decoration of your trip of 2020, right?
We do. We had one for the cruise earlier this year.
What do you mean?
But you add a decoration every year because you go on a cruise, you go on a trip. But this year you didn't go anywhere.
We did with you, Mom, earlier.
You won't have a decoration for this year.
We did with you, Mom. You forgot that we went on a cruise earlier this year in February? My mom already forgot she was on vacation. Apparently the vacation wasn't that great because my mom forgot about the actual cruise we did with her.
The year is so long, the year is so long, I don't remember where we are.
There's not gonna be one for late 2020. That's for sure. You having fun?
I am. I'm having a hard time with it tonight.
Just don't rush.
So, the Christmas tree is a symbol of love and eternal life. It represents the crown of thorns Jesus wore. Red represents the blood of Jesus, green is the light, and gold stands for the royalty and light. The foliage represents the continuity of life, nature even in the darkest winters. Mistletoe is a symbol of love, laughter and compassion. The traditional kiss is supposed to be a way of asking for blessings of the spirit of Christmas through the mistletoe. I think I'll be doing that lots.
So we made a change of plans. We decided,
according to legend, go ahead.
We decided the barley is now being boiled with in the soup. We're actually throwing the barley in the soup. So it's going to now enable the soup to even be a little bit more thicker because
hot water back in the kitchen.
Yeah, that's fine. So we're actually cooking the barley in the soup as we speak.
Yeah.
Just an FYI. Where's the rest of the pizza?
It's in second.
Okay.
I'll get it. Okay, so what's the next ingredient, Rosie?
Well, this one was a nail biter because there was two that were tied and then stuff started moving and we've come to this final agreement and it came from behind. It is, sorry, redoing it, sweet potatoes.
Sweet potatoes, that's easy. We already have boiling water for it too. So why do you want me to do
I
it?
know.
We'll peel it.
Yeah, so, well, yeah, of course.
I don't know what I'm gonna do with it yet.
Okay, so I'll peel it.
Let's make a sign, like a rooted sign.
How you gonna do it?
Yeah, true.
That's what I'm saying.
We can boil it, or we can put it in the air fryer.
I'm just gonna quickly repeat the Christmas tree because I've had a person ask me about it. So the Christmas trees were first used by ancient Egyptians and Romans. They were used as, they used evergreen tree like fir, like evergreen trees like fir and pine. They used wreaths and garlands, and the use of the modern day Christmas tree was started in Germany in the 16th century, and it was decorated with fruit and nuts.
Who are you calling a fruit?
And a nut.
If the tree fits.
Then it just fits.
I thought you were gonna say if the nut fits.
Well,
So I'm
I
now
wanted to
peeling
get
the
a
sweet
little-
potato. So I'm actually gonna post the
if the
next.
fruit fits, I
So-
suppose is really what it is.
So I'm posting a nice link in all the chats now, Rosie.
Post,
share
you
it
want
as
me to
well.
post?
Yep. Here's the
I
first
will
poll.
post in 2 seconds.
Posted it on YouTube now.
Here's our next poll, everyone,
And it polls also on Facebook and YouTube now. Vote, vote, vote. Let us see what's gonna be next. This is fun because if we
According
don't
to
know.
legend,
Yes.
we hang our stockings on the chimney thanks to a poor man who did not have a dowry for his 3 daughters. And of course, generous Saint Nick dropped a bag of gold down the chimney, and it landed in their stockings that were hung, they're drying on the mantle.
Aww.
You know, that Saint Nick, he's so nice.
He's so saintful. He's so saintly, not saintful. What am I talking about?
Saintful.
Saintly. So in order to make my stuffing, I took some of the butternut squash. I kept some of the veggie, some of that squash, and I added it to my cauliflower, carrot, and Brussels sprout mix. So that way it actually has a stuffing consistency now. It actually looks like stuffing. There we go. It actually, and I'll bring it to this one too. It has a stuffing consistency. And sometimes, again, it's all about textures, right? We could have added some bread to it if we wanted to. We thought maybe somebody would have said cornmeal, the cornbread, but no one did, so that's okay. We were trying to think of what people might guess.
Or pick.
Or pick, I should say, not guess. Pick.
Is that enough on it?
For both of us? A few more. A few more.
I'm slicing up the sweet potatoes very thin, and we'll be putting on the actual,
On the pepper chip.
on the stone.
And we're going to
then
be baking them in the oven as just a side.
Almost like sweet potato chips. Almost.
Chips, yeah.
Sweet potatoes and yams are not the same thing. So we're, just so that you know.
That's interesting.
Sweet potatoes are high in beta carotene, vitamin E and C, iron, potassium, and vitamin B6. And it's North Carolina's official vegetable.
Oh, wow. I did not know that. Oh. Oops, sorry.
No. That's awesome.
Ah! I almost got hit in the face by a cabinet. The only interesting part about doing this, guys, is running around knowing that my back is to you, and I hate it. I'm very, very sorry. I know. I just think it's funny.
We're not a big production.
One day, everybody.
We're not a big production Food Network show here.
One day we will be a big production Food Network show. I'm just joking.
Alright,
That's what your lovely assistants are for.
Pardon me?
The Statue of Liberty was the biggest Christmas gift ever given. It was given by France to the U.S. in 1886. and it commemorated the alliance of France and the U.S. during the American Revolution.
Whatever you want, man. You pick.
That's cool.
I'm allowing Nick to pick the spices on the sweet potatoes.
There's been a request for some people who joined us a little later, if you could do a explanation of what it is you're currently making. So another roundup of what you're making.
Sure.
A recap of all the things.
Great question.
So we will give us a few seconds and we'll run through everything, because I think we're getting to a point where we'll start cooking and baking stuff, where we're going to be able to put stuff or assemble things. So give us a few seconds, guys, and we'll explain everything that we're doing right now. So far...
Okay, I'll give you another fun fact.
Okay.
Christmas decorating sends 15,000 people to the ERR, according to Consumer Product Safety Commission, for each November and December. So be careful when putting up your Christmas decorations.
Be safe. Right? Be safe before you put them up.
Well, you have a Christmas story, Nick, that I don't know if your mom wants to share, but yeah, your mom got hurt doing Christmas decorations.
No, it wasn't Christmas
It
decorations.
wasn't Christmas? I thought
No.
you... Oh, she was just taking
the
snow off the...
So for those who know who live in Sudbury, you know how Sudbury gets tons of snow. So on Boxing Day in 2000 and
So it was
year
Christmas.
2000, Boxing Day, my mom actually was my mom was clearing off the snow off the roof of our house, and she fell off the roof going up the ladder. She actually landed and she had to go to the hospital.
Oh.
Yeah, so my mom still has back issues to this day. And so that's, I was working that entire day when it happened. I came home saying how horrible day I had at work, and then she's like, Mikey, it was horrible. It was worse. So, okay, so I will run through what we're making right now.
Go for it, Jen.
Okay, so we are making an appetizer, a main course, and a dessert. For the appetizer, we're making a butternut squash, and what's the stuff name?
Butternut squash and buttered cup.
Butternut squash and buttercup squash soup. I'm just gonna open the door because it's very hot.
It's very warm in here, and these Christmas hats are very sweater-y.
Okay. So I'm back. So we are making butternut squash soup, and so that's already cooking on the stove. We threw in barley in it right now because barley was one of the ingredients you guys voted in, so that's in there. So that's the appetizer. The main course, we're making a phyllo dough box where we're putting inside an entire turkey meal. We're putting some turkey stuffing that we're making right now. So the turkey's already been pre-cooked right here, so we're just gonna slice that. Then we have some potatoes boiling right there.
Yes.
Some potatoes in there boiling. We're adding cauliflower because we're gonna do half mashed cauliflower, half mashed potatoes.
It's a way of getting your potato consistency, but lowering your smart points.
I didn't know if you knew what it was.
Yeah, thank you. No, use the
rice one?
rice. No, you want to use that one instead? Yeah, because we're mashing it. You're right. By doing this, you're lowering your smart points. So if you add sweet potatoes and yams together, you're still getting your potatoes, but you can actually have more. Think of it that way. If
You're bulking it
you're
up.
bulking it up with 0-point food. So don't ever think that you cannot have anything. I honestly have switched from sweet potatoes to eating squash all the time now. If I want a sweet potato feel, I will use butternut squash and I will mash it, or I'll use any other squash and mash it and use that. I actually even used to use mashed squash in my wraps.
Yeah.
I would mash squash, I'd put it in my wrap, and that would be my dressing.
So what we're gonna be doing with the phyllo is we're gonna be wrapping turkey, stuffing. We're also wrapping mashed potatoes, which the one we just explained. What else are we putting there?
Cranberries. I'm putting cranberry sauce in mine.
And sauce in his. And that's it, right?
Yeah. I was looking for fresh cranberries, guys.
We couldn't find
We
it.
could not find fresh
So,
cranberries.
so he's going to be using the canned version. So that's the main course. Dessert is a dessert pizza. We are using flourish and Greek yogurt to create a pizza crust dough. Same ingredient, same almost recipe as when you do a 2-ingredient dough pizza. And then we're going to be throwing on there some apples that Jean-Luc is currently
I'm currently caramelizing and baking some apples right now.
cooking some apples on the stove, and he's going to be adding other things that he'll show you guys because he'll be building it in front of you guys. So that's the 3 courses that we're doing.
Is there another ingredient coming out
Yeah.
soon?
So Rosie, what's the next ingredient?
The next ingredient is pomegranate.
Yes, we wanted that one. Dessert pizza.
Yeah.
Put it on dessert pizza.
Yeah. I'm actually.
So boys, what's the most memorable present you ever received? Sue and Ajax has been asking.
memorable present
Mm-hmm.
that I received. The Jean-Luc on. Give me a second, guys. I'm gonna post the 5th question. I'll answer it. Hang on, can you answer it for?
Yeah.
And I'm posting the 5th quiz, the 5th poll right now. And Rosie, you can post it in Zoom if you want.
So Nick was traveling for a few years. Right before we went on our journey, Nick was traveling quite a bit.
For work.
For work, he was traveling from Brampton to Ottawa 4 days a week, and he was fly out. So while he was away, I had seen a video on Facebook, and Harry Potter is a huge thing for us. We loved Harry Potter. We loved all the books and all the movies. And for you Harry Potter fans, there's something called a pensieve that Dumbledore has in his office, which is a big bowl where he extracts his memories and puts them in so he can revisit his memories years and years later. So I created a pensieve for Nick and I. I grabbed this chest. I'm like, why won't it open? I then filled it up with little medicine jars that I actually drew out different memories from us. Like this was Thanksgiving in Sault Ste. Marie with Rick and Rose. This was singing.
My mom was there for that one.
Singing songs in bed, because we do that often where we lay in bed.
Hopelessly
Devoted to you. We do that all the time. And so there was 61 memories that he had to open. The week he was home for Christmas with me, he was allowed to open one per day. And then every single time he came home from 4 days being away, he was allowed to open one memory for the rest of the year.
That was my favorite gift. And there's actually a video he filmed of me when receiving it that we still have. So maybe we'll share that if we can find it on the...
It's in I know it's on Facebook. I can
We'll share it in the group
I'll make
later.
it public and I'll reshare it. It's funny to see us because we don't look like we look like now.
Yeah.
We kind of go back and go, wow.
Okay, so that was, thank you so much for pomegranates.
And we love pomegranate.
Did you turn this off?
Yes, because that's done.
The barley's not on.
Oh, wait. No, are you
Pomegranate,
Just went.
the word pomegranate means apple with many seeds. They're native to the Middle East, and they belong to the berry family.
What else do you want to do?
They are classified as a superfruit. Pomegranates can be stored in the fridge for up to 2 months.
You can slide for me.
They are grown in the United States, are typically in the seasons of September and December. They do not contain any cholesterol or saturated fats. And pomegranate trees grow in hot and dry climates, and those trees can live for over 200 years.
Wow.
And one pomegranate holds more than 1,000 seeds.
1,000 seeds?
That's crazy.
They're so hard to open too. We actually bought the pre-opened.
That's why we bought pomegranates that was already pre-opened, because we knew how messy it would have been for us to try to do pomegranate live.
I should have peeled the sweet potato.
Earlier?
Well, yeah, because then I wouldn't have had to peel it live.
Whatever.
But I guess we didn't know if we were going to use it
We
or
didn't know
not.
if we were going to use it.
There, all done, honey, for you, honey.
Excellent. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And you can get me an egg.
Okay.
And beat it.
Beat it.
Beat it.
Just
beat it.
beat
Beat
it.
it. Woo!
Okay,
Okay, so we're going to do this next. We can put this phyllo dough out because I already used the two. Phyllo dough, we calculated already, and it's 5 points for 2 sheets. And we're using 5 points each. We thought, you know what? 5 points is nothing in the scheme of things, and these sheets are very big. Like, this is the size of a phyllo dough sheet. So what I'm going to be doing is wrapping our turkey dinner inside the phyllo, putting an egg wash on top, and baking that in the oven. So everything inside the phyllo dough is already cooked. So you're only doing this to like...
Phyllo dough was first noted in the 11th century. It was the meaning of I'm gonna butcher this, yafka. It's Turkish for phyllo, and known as pleated or folded bread. And then it was also documented in the Topkapi Palace during the time of the Ottoman Empire. It's made with flour, water, and a small amount of oil, and it requires progressive rolling and stretching a single layer of it on a very large surface, preferably marble.
Wow.
What's funny is that we actually
It's
saw...
299 calories. It's funny what? Go ahead.
It's funny because I think we saw them make it once on a like. I think it was like Amazing Race or something.
Mm-hmm.
They had to actually make phyllo once, and it was hard. They couldn't do it.
Oh, I remember that actually. You're
Yeah.
right, hun. It's one of the hardest doughs to make because it's so
Thin.
it's very, very
And then
thin.
they saw the pros beside them. They were doing it at 2 seconds, and then they're like trying. It took them like hours to make one sheet.
Yeah.
I was just doing I picked a video, look at the
Poll?
You have there are 3 that have the same vote, so please go
Keep
vote.
voting, guys. Keep voting. It's in chat on YouTube, on
You only
Facebook.
took 2 out. There was another.
I didn't finish taking mine.
Oh, I thought you were
still
done.
there.
I'm
No.
sorry, honey. My mistake. I was like, there's only 2 out.
No, I was just there was no.
Oh,
other-
Marjorie just posted a really interesting note. Pomegranate, grapefruit sections, mint leaves, and honey make a delicious fruit salad.
Oh.
Does sound very good.
That actually sounds delicious. Oh, I had already taken them out though. That's what's weird. I had already split them up so that way they were.
Well, there was none split up. There, you say it was on top of the thing.
Yeah. No, it was in the package already. It's okay. Don't worry about it.
Oh.
We're good.
So,
Yes.
just so you know, phyllo dough is 299 calories. It contains 6 grams of fat, 0.9 grams of polyunsaturated fat, 3.1 grams of monounsaturated fat. It's got 0 cholesterol. It's 483 milligrams of sodium, 74 milligrams of potassium, 53 grams of total carbohydrates, 1.9 dietary fiber, 0.2 sugar, and 7 grams of protein. So it's actually quite high in protein.
Yeah, it's really high in protein actually.
Want me to turn off the apples?
Yes. No, because I want them to I want them to like charcoal a little bit. So what I'm
So
doing.
Rosie, what's your favorite Christmas season holiday memory?
Oh, I don't know, I'm never good at these kinds of things, because my family, honestly, we do things just slightly differently than most people, because we have people all over across in different parts of the country, and we're just so much more laid back in general. But I suppose, I enjoy, what we can't do this year, but, after Christmas, sort of around Boxing Day or the day after, we have a family event up at my sister's in Peterborough where a bunch of my mom's side of the family, we all get together
No, I
and
think we're
have
good because we have some
family,
there
they call it a street hockey, but we don't actually play it. Nobody actually plays hockey, or they play a little bit. Some of us just eat.
That's cool.
So Rosie, what's the next ingredient? Has something
Someone
moved
said
up?
we should put, okay, let me do another refresh.
Sure.
So we have a 4-way tie right now.
4-way tie. Okay, I'm gonna go check because I'm gonna pick then.
So I don't know.
Or Rosie, you decide. You're the tiebreaker. Which one of the 4 do you want? Pick it. Pick it.
I'm looking to see.
Okay.
Well, seeing as two of them are almost identical, I am going to say Laughing Cow.
Laughing cow.
Perfect.
And the potatoes.
Mashed potatoes. Yeah.
We're gonna put that in the.
Katie Bell and Laughing Cow were tied.
So we'll do one of each?
And let's pick one of the 2, so I'm picking one. Yeah.
We'll do one of each.
We're gonna do one of each, Rosie. We'll do one laughing cow, one baby bell.
1 point each, and we'll put it in our potatoes.
Okay, whatever works for you guys.
Yeah. If I can open the laughing cow,
I'll do it, I'll do it.
open it. Oh no, I have a funny story. My mom bought laughing cow a couple weeks ago, and she's like, "How do you open it? I don't know how." And I'm like, "Mom, you've never bought laughing cow before?" She goes, "No, I sat there and I'm looking and I'm looking and I'm looking." She's like, "I finally took a knife and just opened it." And I was like, "Mom?" She goes, "Oh, I know." 2 seconds later, I see the little red tag. And I was like, and she opened it, but she cut through the lid. It made me laugh. I thought it was so cute. She's like, she did not notice that there was a little. Pardon me?
Apples. That's my burning.
Oh, sorry. Nick smells burning. Open that.
So I'm opening the Laughing Cow.
No, that's perfect.
So Laughing Cow is a brand of processed cheese, products made from Fromageries Belle since 1921, and in particular refers to the brand's most popular product and spreadable wedge. Its country of origin is France. The regional town is
That
Lons-le-Saunier.
looks really good.
It's a semi-soft aged cheese.
Because I want.
But, oh, sorry, it's a semi-soft cheese made from aged cheese but not aged itself.
So that's why I'm used to it being called La Vache qui rit, which is the
Yeah,
French version of that.
that's the one we used to be. That's that.
We always say la vache.
I refer to it as La Vache. I refer to it as La Vache all the time.
Well, they have one. They have one in the. They have one in the States now, if I'm not mistaken, but not laughing. No, there's a Kiri or something like that, like a laughing.
TV.
Yeah, that's right. But
Yeah,
no,
that's
there's
just-
another one I thought.
No, that's the only one I know of. Unless someone in the States can let us know if there's another kind of this kind of cheese. Which cheeses are there? I'm gonna grate it for you. Or you're gonna
Yeah,
slice
I
it?
think that one you can just like cut into chunks.
Okay, I'll cut it to chunks.
The other one will melt
Yeah.
on its own.
So I'll put up the poll now for the final ingredient that we have to add. The final one, guys.
So I'm currently waiting on the potatoes to be done for Nick, and
And it's in the chat now.
So, but what I've done is I've laid out my phyllo dough, and then I've actually placed my turkey in the middle of my phyllo dough, my 2 sheets of phyllo dough, as you can see. I've laid my turkey. Can you guys all see that over here? I've laid my turkey in. No, maybe it's there. So I laid my turkey. This is the phyllo dough. I'm now going to create my layers of turkey dinner. I showed them already.
Okay.
I'm now going to add my layers. So the first layer I'm going to add is my stuffing. My mashed cauliflower.
Mashed cauliflower?
Cauliflower rice. Sorry, cauliflower rice. I have a little bit of shredded Brussels sprouts. I also have shredded carrots in there. I have a few tablespoons or a few chunks of mashed squash, and then all of the spices. And I'm just laying that right on top of my turkey.
The barley's getting good.
Yep.
It's starting to
So I'm laying that on top of my turkey.
Okay,
So what are you gonna do once, is it gonna be layered, Jean-Luc?
Yes.
Or are you gonna?
All of the ingredients are going to be layered, and then they're going to be wrapped up with the rest of the phyllo dough and then baked in the oven. If that hopefully makes sense. Again, this is something that Nick and I were sitting on the couch the other day saying, what are we going to make? What are we going to do? And we knew we couldn't make a full turkey dinner. There was no way that we can do a full turkey dinner. The only thing that we're going to have a hard time with this is it's going to be really hot.
Yeah, no, so we can turn it off now.
Yeah.
Let it sit, and then we'll put it on another one.
Yeah, I just don't, I'm like, hot soup to puree is not fun. We normally puree it cold, just to let you know. Just because you don't want splashback.
Trying to drain this.
Oh, do you want a veggie in this, hon? We don't have any, like a green bean or something like that?
No.
Because I can blanch green beans. I have hot water
So
already.
wild turkeys can have a wingspan of almost 5 feet. They were first domesticated in Mexico in the early 800 BC, but were bred for their feathers, not their meat. They didn't become a significant food source for Native Americans until 1100 AD. Wild turkeys can fly. That's how they get into the trees to sleep at night. But modern domestic turkeys are too top heavy, so they can't fly. They started in 1947, starting in 1947, President Truman pardoned a turkey, and they've been doing that every year since.
That's cool. Hey, and we know where all the turkeys are, right? We know there's a lot of turkeys in Ontario, actually. There's a lot of wild turkeys in Port Dover. Like they're known for their wild turkeys.
We actually saw some.
And we saw some while we were camping. And actually, another cool thing that happened yesterday, well, that normally happens every year, would have happened yesterday, was the bike rally in Port Dover on every Friday the 13th.
Where's the masher?
The masher was in the sink somewhere. On Friday the 13th, a lot of people that own motorcycles actually go to Port Dover, and it's a huge weekend. It's very, very popular. Ooh, that's perfect.
So, just to show everyone, the cauliflower and potatoes are now boiled. They're very soft. I use a fork to check that they're really soft. I'm going to be throwing in the Laughing Cow wedge, which is a light Laughing Cow 1 point. 1 light Baby Bell cheese, again 1 point. I'm going to mash it all together. Throw in some spices.
Half a tablespoon.
Half a tablespoon of butter, 1 point. So far this entire mashed potato, just the potatoes and the butter actually are points. And the potatoes, if I remember correctly, they're on the list. The potatoes are, they're not on the list. I have to point them out. Kim, can you find quickly what potatoes are points like
And it was
that?
just one potato. It was one large potato.
I'll do it in 2 seconds.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And also,
Potatoes
Oh.
are, what are they? The sweet potatoes?
no, regular.
Regular. They're not on the list, that's why.
3 points for half cup on,
Okay.
the sweet potatoes are 3 points for half cup on green and blue, and they're 0 on purple.
Thank you, Rosie.
And guess what just came out of the oven, everybody? My pizza crust. Look at that.
That's the Flourish pizza
That's
crust.
the first Flourish pizza crust.
Ooh.
Do you see that? I'll bring it to the other screen too, the other one where I'm a little bit closer. There's the Flourish pizza crust. It smells really good.
Yes.
It smells like
So
every time I smell this Flourish stuff, I honestly think of something. I think of funnel cake. I don't know why, but it reminds me of the smell of funnel cake.
So Rosie, how are we doing with the 6
There's
and
been a
final?
question,
Oh,
are
go
you
ahead.
planning a gravy sauce to go with your
Yes,
pillow?
I'll be having chalet sauce on
Nick
mine.
will be having chalet sauce. Chalet sauce. He loves his chalet sauce.
Shall we?
My chalet sauce. I
And I
love
see Matilda has changed her hat yet again. Let's have a model, Matilda.
I love it.
Matilda's changing her hats.
This
Oh, cool. She's right there.
This is Nick's favorite gravy if we don't make one ourselves, and we're not big gravy makers because we don't make full
Too many points. Too many things.
too many things.
Well, and that's 4 points for the entire can.
And this is 4 points, and he likes it. So we just say, you know what? For the gravy and how often we actually eat gravy, the can just works for us.
So I also added some spice to
It
the
smells yummy.
mashed potato cauliflower blend. Where I added some Clubhouse Parmesan and garlic, or Parmesan and fine herbs, which is one of our favorite spices. I also added some Clubhouse garlic plus to it as well. And right now it's just the cheese in there and the Laughing Cow and the Baby Bell. It's melting, so you can actually see the cheese in there. And look what it looks like, guys. Again, this is half of it is potatoes, the other half is cauliflower. You would swear it's almost full potatoes, like you would normally have mashed potatoes. It's a very good trick to try to swap out part of the ingredients, but still get the same feel in it afterwards. So, honey, your mashed potatoes are ready to go.
Go ahead and lay your mashed potatoes on top.
Okay. So, Rosie, what's the 6th ingredient? Do we know yet?
It scares me because we're almost
The 6th ingredient is by a landslide on this vote was jalapeno.
Oh, okay. Jalapeno. Jalapeno.
So I decided, as Nick was doing all this stuff, I'm like, you know what? We have a lot of veggies, but we like green beans. We like a green, and we have no green. So I had the water boiling. I blanched really quickly a few green beans, and I'm going to lay green beans on top of the stuffing now. So that way we have a side of vegetable.
Thanks for voting, everyone. This is fun. This is a lot easier this time to vote this way.
And I mean, these look really big, and honestly, I'm telling you, we most likely won't eat the entire thing.
I will.
And Nick will. We might not. It depends on how hungry we are. But everything here is low in points. You can make these a lot smaller as well. You can make them to your
And we
specification.
We do apologize for not having all the points ahead of time. If this recipe works out really well, we will
remake it better.
We will make it better and film a recipe.
When we're doing it live like this, it just gets very difficult to know exactly what the portions are and actually
The points.
and figure it out point-wise. So right now it's just the concept and understanding that everything here is all low points.
Yeah. That's one of the themes we also use with the ingredients that we in the poll. We also grabbed a lot of the lower point ingredients because, again, we're trying to show you guys that you can make yourself an amazing Thanksgiving dinner by using ingredients that are not always conventional for Thanksgiving, but also still giving you the same feeling you would normally have.
So you're gonna just add it to the, you know what I want you to do? I want to add a little bit to the dessert. No. Look at him. He doesn't want to add spicy to the dessert.
Jalapenos were the first. Jalapenos were the first peppers that traveled into space on the NASA shuttle.
Wow. Huh? Yeah, that's what it said. Yeah.
Okay, so we decided what we're doing with the jalapeno. I'm going to be slicing it up. And
You want to use this one?
Yes, I'll be slicing it up and pulverizing it with the WW chopper. And I'll be putting in a frying pan, which is a little bit of olive oil spray, and we will be adding it to our potatoes. So it'll give it a little kick to our turkey meal. That might not be in the final recipe, but for today it is. Go ahead, Kim. I already cut you off there.
No worries. So it was in 1982 that they were taken aboard the Columbia Space Shuttle by William B. Lenoir. Those jalapenos had been grown by a fellow astronaut. Have you ever noticed the small brown lines on a jalapeno? It looks like scars. This is called corking, and it actually corresponds to the chili's heat level.
Oh.
The more corking to the jalapeno, the hotter it is.
That's kind of cool. I don't know how hot that one was.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't
So
see
I'll
it.
add the potatoes to this now?
No, I'm adding this first.
Oh, you want to add that to the potatoes?
If you find a jalapeno too hot, don't drink water, drink milk.
Milk. Yep.
We have some.
Anything, actually. Yes, I have to make pudding.
So I'm adding
The Aztec civilization smoked dried chili peppers. Instead of using them as food, they dried and smoked the peppers.
Ooh, that must have been hurt down the lungs. Can you imagine smoking jalapenos? That would hurt. I feel my lungs just closing now.
I'm so glad that
At our old house.
yes, this is insane what we've been able to do. We would never have been able to do this in the old house, everybody. This is something that would have been impossible for us to even fathom about recording like this.
Enough room.
There was no way near enough room. So I decided now, as I was hoping someone would say pudding, but
We were hoping for you guys to vote for pudding.
No one voted for pudding. We already wanted to use it, so we're using it.
Yeah. So what we're using the pudding for? It's gonna be the.
Werther's was this. Werther's was the other one that was slowly winning, and then all of a sudden jalapeno took over.
That's
So
okay.
That's okay.
I might actually use a Werther's or two.
So what we're doing with the pudding is Jean-Luc is gonna put it together, and then we're gonna use it as our pizza sauce. So he's gonna be making caramel butterscotch.
Well, yeah, I'm making a butterscotch
He's
pudding.
making butterscotch pudding, and then we're gonna put that as a sauce for our dessert pizza. And I'm just finishing the jalapenos, so we can throw that in the oven after. We're almost done, guys. We're getting there, and it's 6:36. We're doing good time.
The only thing is that's got to cook, so we just gotta
Yeah,
get the
everything's
potatoes
already-
ready. Yeah, everything's already ready there. And then we just gotta puree the soup.
I'm just gonna cook this.
I need to make sure. How do I make pudding? I haven't made pudding in such a long time. It's 2 cups, right? 2 cups of milk. I'm like, how do I make pudding?
I like the angle this time too. I think
Hopefully you guys are having fun.
hopefully you guys are having fun tonight with this. We're gonna have to recalculate.
So let's have a rundown of what all you're making
Okay, so rundown again.
and where you're at.
So the first thing is an appetizer. We are making a butternut barley, and what's the other one? I was forgetting one.
Butternut and I can't think of it right now either. I can't think of it right now.
It's a squash soup with barley that we're gonna pulverize into a cream. Buttercup. That we're gonna pulverize into a cream soup. So we're gonna have that as an appetizer. Our main course is a gift box turkey dinner. So what we're doing is we got 2 sheets of phyllo, and inside of it we are putting turkey, green beans, stuffing that we made, as well as some mashed potatoes that we just showed you guys. This is half cauliflower, half potato. So we're gonna put that in there as well. Jean-Luc is gonna be putting some cranberry sauce in his.
Yep.
I will be leaving mine au naturel.
Cranberry less.
Cranberry less. We're gonna have chalet sauce with it eventually. And then for dessert, we're making a dessert pizza.
And what I like to say about this is all stuff you guys can do with your leftovers. So don't even think about making it as your main course, but if you want to do something interesting with your leftovers, this is a great way. Like we said, we're just the 2 of us. We cook in smaller portions, so cooking a full turkey for the 2 of us would not go well. Nick does not like dark meat at all, so we wouldn't be able to do it. And me eating only dark meat all the time, I would get annoyed.
Yeah, we don't buy full turkeys anymore because it's just the 2 of us. Unless we have guests coming to visit.
Yeah.
And that's not happening right now, right? So
No guess.
I just threw in the jalapeno. The voting worked great this time. So
Yeah.
I'll do that. Thank you, Rosie and Ken. Thanks for getting all the votes and doing all that correctly for me. I'm so happy that it worked this time, because last time was a mess. That's because Rosie and Kim are amazing.
They have been very, very amazing, great help to us.
There are two types of green beans. There's pole beans grown much like climbing vine and require a stake or trellis. Bush beans spread up to 2 feet and do not require structural support. Bean pods can be green, yellow, purple, or even speckled with red.
Cool.
The average production of snap green beans in the U.S. is almost 800,000 tons, with Wisconsin growing the most at 300,000 tons.
Oh, that's yours, right?
No, it doesn't matter.
They are the third most popular vegetable grown in backyard gardens after tomatoes and peppers.
We used to have beans in our
And
backyard.
green beans are sometimes called string beans because when people first grew them years ago, they had a fiber string that ran along the seam of the bean. The string was noticed when you snap off the end, and the snapping noise is the reason for its common nickname.
Oh, cool. I did not know that at all.
I have a question for you. What's the difference between we love French beans. Those are the beans we like. The thinner the bean, the better it is for us. It's just one of the things that we've been. Is that it?
Yeah, that's it.
Wow! We love French beans.
Yes, we are wrapping now our gift.
We are now wrapping the gift. I think I need to do this.
So what's your question, Jean-Luc? What's the difference
I was gonna
between
ask-
French beans?
There's a flash there.
That was weird. You saw that too?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought it was going crazy.
Yes, yes.
The difference between a French bean, like a French cut bean, and just a regular bean.
Shouldn't we have done this one first?
Yeah.
I'll let you know in just a minute.
I can move it over for you.
And then I want one rolled underneath and one rolled on top. Hold one underneath, one on top.
How long will you put it in the oven for, Jean-Luc?
I'm gonna look at the baking instructions on the phyllo to make sure that I have the right instructions. So I will tell you that in just a few minutes. I know phyllo does not take extremely long to cook.
Where's the phyllo?
It's on top of the fridge right now. I just moved it there 2 seconds ago because I moved the pop out of the fridge.
Okay, Jean-Luc, the answer. Not very much. In fact, French beans,
I love that.
in French, the two main differences are they tend to be skinnier than traditional green beans and are almost
It doesn't take cooking time.
and are more expensive.
Yes, they are.
They're actually bred that way. Not only that they are thinner, they are more tender and flavorful.
We like them. Like that's our.
Jean-Luc and Nick,
Yes.
Marlene would like to say something.
Okay.
There, Marlene, you're on.
Hi, Marlene.
Hi. I just wanted to say how great the guys work together.
Uh-huh.
And the ingredients and all the creativity with the ingredients that you've come up with. Everything seems so yummy.
It's funny because
thank you.
we're not afraid of putting things together, and I think that's one of the things we embraced at the beginning of this journey. And I think that's something that a lot of people can use to themselves. Don't be afraid to try something. Don't be afraid to just at least try it once, and you might try it once and it might not work. You might think, oh, but I can change this next time, or I can add this next time, and it ends up becoming something that eventually you can make that's amazing.
Go
Show
in.
them? Show them first?
Yes. Look what we got. There we go. Those are the pockets.
But everything you've done today, it looks wonderful.
Thank you, Marlene. Glad it's looking good. I'm looking forward to it.
You're welcome.
I gotta sneeze.
Jean-Luc has to sneeze.
Are you baking them at, Jean-Luc?
So the oven is set to 325, so it's gonna be very low bake. He actually did a wash on it, so it is there is an egg wash on it. So
I cracked some herbe de Provence.
and he put some herbe de Provence spice on top of it. I'm gonna pop it in the oven.
Yep.
We're going to keep an eye on it.
Oh, don't forget the potatoes in there.
And now he's gonna make the pizza.
I'm now gonna make the pizza.
And how long are they going to cook for?
5 minutes for now.
I'm
Right?
gonna be checking every 5 minutes because there's no cooking time on the actual package of the phyllo dough. So I want to make sure that it's golden brown. So I'm gonna go for the golden brown look. And I have right now my oven at 325, and I'm gonna move it to 375. What's really nice about this, guys, again, is
I'm going to Sue has something she'd like to say.
awesome.
Awesome, Sue.
I'm gonna make it on this, okay?
There we go.
Oh, Oh, you're just leaving. Oh, okay.
Oh, what? That's weird. You somehow moved into the waiting room. That was strange. Ask to mute. Let's try this now. Sue? I'm trying to unmute her and it's not seeming to work.
That's strange.
So strange.
Hi, Jenna. I just saw you there now. Jenna's here.
There we go. Try again. Okay, there we go. I'm back.
Sue!
I had to get off because my freaking internet was, everybody was freezing on me.
So what do you got?
Anyway, I'm looking at your turkey dinner, your gift. I love that idea.
Oh, thank you.
I may have to alter it for Bruce.
Of course.
You think you've got a fussy guy? I've got one too. But I made your egg rolls the last time, and I love those things from our first live.
I just heard them.
I'm gonna try that dinner. I'm gonna try your.
Awesome, Sue.
If we make, like we said, what's fun about these shows with you guys is that we're testing something out as well with you guys live. If it works out, we'll film it eventually with an actual recipe with points and everything on it. Right now, we're just trying it out to see if it works, and so far, I think it's looking delicious.
It's looking amazing.
I apologize. I will mute at a second. Rosie, you'll have to mute us in a bit. The blender's gonna be
awesome.
The blender's gonna be very loud, so I don't want to go too loud like that. So Rosie, I'll mute us for a few seconds. Okay?
So I currently took, before you do that, I currently took the pizza crust that came out of the oven that's cooked. I added my butterscotch pudding. I only added like 2 tablespoons of it just to smear it on so that way you have like a sauce on top. You want to show it over there real quick? I'm now going to take the sliced apples that I had that I fried in my brown sugar, my tablespoon of brown sugar, my dulce de leche, sugar-free sauce, and then I added the pomegranates to my apples. So I have pomegranates that'll sprinkle on top after. And now we will be blending our soup.
Yes, so I'm just grabbing the soup. We have, remember, the barley's in here as well as the all the squash that Jean-Luc baked earlier. So I am going to mute us for a second just so you guys don't hear the loud noise on Zoom because it's going to be very loud. They can't hear us on Zoom right now.
I'll give you another fun fact. This one's about cranberries. They're native to North America and they actually don't grow in water. They flood the bogs the night before they're ready to harvest, and it makes the picking easier. It takes 16 months to grow them. They're originally called Vinny, meaning bitter berry. Cranberry sauce was first sold in 1912, but then it was made available all year round in 1941. For 100 grams, it has 151 calories, 0 fat, 0 cholesterol, 29 milligrams of sodium, 26 milligrams of potassium, 39 grams of carbohydrate, has 1 gram of fiber, and 38 grams of sugar. So, does anybody else want to say hi or want to chat or? Lynn, did you want it? Oh, hello. Yes, my morning hello in the mornings. I'm going to tell you about one of my favorite things about Christmas, and I have been known for my Christmas Eve nights with my niece and nephew. I usually put on some kind of a game. There was one year where I had them go around and do a treasure hunt, and so they had to go around to each place and they would find a little gift, but each time they found a gift, they also found a piece of clothing, and by the time they found their main stash of gifts, they were dressed as elves. Aww. So I have a lot of fun with that every year. So unfortunately this year it's not going to get done because of COVID, but we'll have to figure something else out.
That is so cute.
I'm trying to push this over. So the soup.
So how are we doing? Is it all blended now, guys?
The soup's all blended. See how beautiful consistency it is? It's nice and silky. So I'm gonna grab my ladle right here to show you guys. See how it's nice and the barley also was pulverized as part of it, so it worked out.
It's like a thickening agent. I had a lot of stock in the soup, and I wanted to thicken the soup, so I made it. Adding the barley will add a nice thickening to it without adding any cream or anything like that.
So voila.
I'm so glad we have bamboo spoons are the best spoons ever.
So it's hard to show because it's angled, but here's the soup, everyone. Here's the soup here. Voila, so the soup appetizer is done.
Should we try it?
Well, I want to wait till
You want to wait?
Oh, we can try
We
it.
should try it because it's already 10-2. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah,
already
try
10-2. And these poor people have been sitting here going, eat some food already, people. I've actually taken the liberty, so I've dressed the pizza.
My dinner's still too.
I've dressed the pizza, so this is what the dessert pizza is going to look like right now. And I've taken the liberties to, I'm melting the sugar-free Werthers in a frying pan. And I'm going to drizzle that on top.
Where did you guys put your almonds?
Almonds was in the stuffing. Did you hear
Thank
that?
you.
You're welcome. Who was that?
That was Rosie asking because someone asked on the chat.
Thank you, Rosie.
Thanks, Rosie. Oops,
That was
sorry.
Marjorie who asked about that one.
Oh, thanks, Marjorie. So I'm just warming up the chalet sauce because I have to have gravy on my stuff.
He has to have gravy.
I can't live without gravy.
Wow, I think the potatoes are ready though.
Yes, you
Those actually look really good.
Do we have time for another fun fact?
Of course! We always have time for fun facts.
We're not going anywhere.
Okay, so quinoa is a flowering plant in the amaranth family. It is a herbaceous annual plant grown as a crop primarily for its edible seeds, which are rich in protein, dietary fiber, and vitamin B. It is a grass and related to the spinach and amaranth.
You want to put baby
It originated in the Andean region of northwest South America. First used to feed livestock 5,000 to 7,000 years ago, and 3,000 to 4,000 years ago were for the humans. Incan warriors ate balls of quinoa with fat to keep them going on long marches and into battle. And NASA proposed quinoa as an ideal food for long-duration space flights.
That's awesome.
Chichilla is a traditional Andean beer brewed from fermented quinoa, and quinoa plaster was traditionally thought to help heal bones.
Oh, wow.
Fermented broth known as saponin has also been used to make detergent, toothpaste, and even antibiotics, and that's all from the quinoa.
Wow.
So we just got a question.
So how's the soup, guys? Who's asking?
Soup is
It's
actually
really
really
good.
good.
So what Jean-Luc did is he actually took sugar-free maple syrup and added it to
Because
it.
that's how we usually serve it.
And it's really good.
We serve it with a
It's a
dollar.
very nice consistency. It's also it's very smooth, and the barley also added a different flavor to the soup, so that's actually pretty good.
I love it. And what I love about this, guys, there's no cream in this, and you'd swear this was a cream soup.
And that's what's cool about this. It's so creamy, but there's no cream.
Yummy.
It's funny how barley
Oh my God,
added
that's so
the
yummy.
necessary creaminess. So, one success. I have to pull out the.
I will say this, melting Werther's does not work very well.
But don't do it.
No, I'm trying. I'm trying to do something.
Try the microwave.
Try the microwave.
Try the microwave. Who said that, Rosie?
Yeah,
Well,
Rosie
of
said
course it was me. Somebody asked if you got, Gwen wanted to know, did you get the hard candies or the creamy ones?
The hard. I should have got the creamy, but I don't think the creamy ones come in sugar-free. I didn't see any sugar-free creamy ones.
This kitchen is driving me
Oh
crazy.
my God, this kitchen is a disaster. It's like there's been a tornado. You guys don't see it, but you should see what's behind me.
They can see a bit, maybe a tiny bit of the mess that's back here. At least our dishwasher's working this time.
Oh my goodness, yes.
Because that's what happened last time. After we did this, our dishwasher died on us. So we had to wash all the dishes by hand that day.
Which was not fun.
No. We don't tend to be this messy. Just when you're cooking live, you just keep grabbing stuff when you're...
Well, you're trying to get things going. I'm just glad that we have a lot of dishes.
Yes.
Because that made it very easy to turn around and grab something and not worry about, did I use this already? I didn't have to worry about it because I used it.
So we made ourselves a few sweet potato slices that I'm putting on the plate right now. So that was one of the ingredients, again, that was selected. So we're making up our main course right now, and the dessert pizza is almost done too.
Almost done.
So how's this good doing?
I think that needs to be in there more.
So then I have another fun fact for you guys. During World War II, the U.S. playing card company joined forces with the American and British intelligence agencies to create a very special deck of cards. They were given as Christmas gifts and helped prisoners of war escape from German POW camps. The cards, when peeled away, when moistened, revealed maps of escape routes.
Wow. That's me. I need a spatula. I need a spatula.
That's crazy. It's funny how all these things, like all the past history, like a lot of the stuff we do today, that some of the
So
stuff we
here's
do.
a question, what is your favorite Christmas carol?
What was that, Lucy?
I can say
I don't know
mine.
what, their favorite Christmas carol.
What's yours, man?
Oh, holy night, the stars are brightly shining. That's my favorite. It's my favorite one. It was like when growing up, that was the song, like that was, if you were asked to sing that at midnight mass, then they liked you. And they had asked me to sing it at midnight mass, and I was very, very happy about that. And I actually got the caramel to work a
I
little
used
bit.
to sing that to church.
But what I like doing,
When I was a paid soloist, church, they asked me to sing that at church.
there you go, everybody.
Christmas Eve ceremonies.
That's a dessert pizza.
Dessert pizza.
Yummy.
So we don't know the exact points, and we'll have to
Crap,
recalculate it
Dessert
again.
pizza.
But that's the dessert pizza, and I think that one we know we're gonna be filming because we've tried it before with fruit before, not with apples. This is the first time we do with apples. But yeah, we're very excited about this one because it's
Very. I want to play with the dough. I want to play with the flourish a little bit more because I know there's a lot of other things you can do. I was told you can make pockets with it. You can do all sorts of stuff. So I want to play with it some more. Again, I'm not a baker. So this baking stuff does scare me a little bit because, you know, baking is all about chemistry. You need to know the chemistry on things. But
I wanted to also note something. Our cats are behaving tonight.
they haven't.
If you guys can actually, we should actually, if I would turn the camera, that both cats are sitting on their scratch post and the chair watching us. They've been watching us all night cooking, being good little angels, not jumping on the counter like they do when we film videos. So,
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Lynn. Your hubby.
So Sue's husband has a question for you.
Sure.
I gotta find her here. So Sue's, hold on, let me unmute you. There you go.
So, Oh Holy Night, have you ever heard the version from Luciano Pavarotti?
I did years ago. I haven't heard
Because
of.
that one there will actually put goosebumps on you.
Yeah, he's an amazing.
If you listen to that one, it will put goosebumps.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
I can,
it's the best one I've heard ever.
yeah, it's a song that means a lot to me. It means a lot to my parents and my family. So when I hear it, I think of that. I think of my parents. I think of that. And I'll be honest with you right now, guys. Christmas last year was not what we expected it to be, and then Christmas this year is again not what we're expecting it to be. So taking those memories that we've had from past and remembering that Christmas is going to be Christmas again.
yeah.
You know, making sure that you keep that in mind, that
And
Christmas will be Christmas
We
again.
did say on Christmas Day, what are we doing, honey?
We will be having a Zoom chat room open all day.
On Christmas
So
Day.
please drop in and come say hi to us.
Yes. 'cause
We will have it open all day. If you want to come in a few times during the day, once, whenever you feel like it, we'll be up. We'll be
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
As long as the iPads don't die on us, the Zoom will be open.
So we're asked on YouTube where we got our adorable hats by Sandy. So we wanted to just let her know Dollarama is where we got our hats
Yeah,
today.
Dollarama.
Dollarama is where we got our hats.
These are looking great.
So Vicky on Facebook asked, when are we gonna have a Christmas album coming out for School Bus?
That's
We sing
hilarious.
well together
I don't know. Maybe after the cookbook.
after the cookbook.
We've had a request for you to show the pizza again.
Oh, excellent. Which video would
That
they?
one.
Where? This one here.
Okay, no, come here, no, Johnny.
Actually, why don't you take this and flip it?
No, just do this.
What?
Go down.
Okay, go to the other.
Not the main, the other WBGay's screen.
The other WW Gray screen. And that is the dessert pizza.
Ooh, that does look yummy.
And it's not a very high point because
No.
again,
Ooh,
he barely put any pudding in it.
I barely put any pudding in
And then
it.
the flourish crust was only a fraction of
Would
the
be
actual.
4 points technically. Technically, is the 4 points
So
as
it's
the
only
flourish.
a 5-point dessert pizza
And I
approximately.
think we could take those out. Those are ready. Those are ready. Yeah.
So, right. Getting ready for the final pièce de résistance.
Woohoo!
Okay, here.
We'll take care of all that after.
Yes.
I'm
Voila.
gonna slip in another quick fun fact. It's on eggnog.
Ooh.
Eggnog. The Jamestown settlers created the first batch of eggnog, although it may not have tasted quite the way we know it and love it today. The word nog comes from the word grog, or any drink made with rum, so technically an early nog didn't require the rich, milky base.
I've never enjoyed eggnog personally, so.
Me neither. I'm so not an
I
eggnog
had it
person.
where it was,
That's one of mine.
the only time I've ever really liked it was when it was a homemade type, and it was actually, it wasn't the type out of the carton. It was so frothy and so creamy. It was, I don't know how they made it. It was really good, but any other type I've never really enjoyed.
I never liked it.
Nog might come from the word snog.
Oh my god, guys, we are nearing the end and we're actually doing pretty okay
Yep.
on time.
It is 7
on the dot. Woo! How did we manage that?
That's like when, honestly, I cannot believe I did this and we finished at 7 o'clock.
So this was mine, you said?
Yes. Well, yeah, because you don't have cranberry, right?
Yeah.
I'll have just a few tablespoons of that on mine too.
So we're gonna show you guys in a second what it looks like. And then we will try it out. So, okay. So right here is our final meal. So we already showed you guys the soup that we made. So it was a cream of squash soup with barley thrown in it, which was one of your ingredients. Then this is a gift box turkey dinner meal. So inside is turkey, stuffing that we made. Again, the stuffing you have to go watch back the previous video because I can't remember all the ingredients. We also have some green beans, some mashed potato cauliflower mix, and that's inside of here. We have a side of roasted sweet potatoes, which again was part of one of your ingredients. Jalapenos are in the mashed potatoes.
Yep. Almonds are in the stuffing. Pomegranates in the dessert pizza.
So the dessert pizza has the flourish, the pomegranates, the apples. There's a butterscotch pudding sauce, and that's dinner. We did it. We did it. So now we have to clean for 3 hours. Yay!
So now we're gonna eat.
Now we're gonna eat.
Because
we gotta try it for you guys, right? We gotta
turn that off.
turn that off.
There's like caramel. Ooh, look at that. Mm.
Okay, let's try this thing.
Oh, you can hear it crunch. Oh, this is awesome. I haven't even tried it yet, and I'm like, this is awesome. Is it good?
Mm-hmm. Mm. Yum. That's really good. That's really good.
Oh my
This is definitely a repeat recipe. This is definitely a repeat recipe.
Oh wow.
Oh my god.
So guys, we have, Marilyn would like to say something.
Sure, Marilyn. Want to grab some of that?
I just found the original eggnog recipe that we used to make when I was a kid. 1 egg, 2 teaspoons of sugar, a few grains of salt, 3/4 cup of milk, and flavoring, vanilla flavoring, and we whipped it all up.
Wow.
And that's we can't do that because of eggs not being fresh anymore. Sorry to interrupt your yummy meal, guys.
No, that's okay. We love it. We
That's in the
never apologize, Marilyn.
That's in the old cookbook.
You never interrupt us, Marilyn. You're always welcome to say something.
Okay. That's definitely a winner. We definitely will be repeating that recipe and filming this because that was amazing. Okay, now let's try the dessert pizza. You can just put in the slices and then we'll try slices.
Yep.
So Jean-Luc is cutting it with our handy dandy pizza cutter. And then we will try a slice each.
I'm cutting it into 8.
Ready?
Yep. You want some of the topping, so make sure you're
Are
grabbing.
you gonna cheers each other when you eat it?
He
You
didn't.
didn't, but just eating it.
It's weird because we're going straight from.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah, it's a keeper.
Oh my god, this is so good.
I'm very.
Oh my god, this is so good.
Right now. Wow, it turned out really good.
Oh my god.
Okay, this is really making me wish I was there.
Sorry guys, but the inventions worked. I think, well, we already knew this recipe worked. We've made this soup many
The
times.
soup
so
is a
that
staple.
one we knew would work. We weren't sure about the other two. These are all first trials, but they're winners. I both of them.
Wow.
I think that was the one you released. That's
That
the
the
one you released.
dessert pizza.
Winner, cook me dinner.
Yeah.
The dessert pizza
Winner,
guys is
cook me
like.
dinner.
Sue says her hubby wants her to make.
Screen.
Sue says her hubby wants her to make this dessert and the dinner and the dessert.
So I guess this is a success, guys.
This is great.
And this was amazing. We love having you guys all with us tonight. Thanks again, Kim and Rosie, for making this the best experience ever. Because we couldn't have done this without you guys. We realized last time we did the show that they were like the runners. They're the ones who run this show. We're just here walking around and doing whatever we want. But they keep things under control for us.
Case manager.
Exactly.
If you guys have any ideas in Zoom, in anywhere, if you guys have ideas of what you guys think we should do for our next
Cook what you got.
Send them our way.
We can do a lunch variety one. We can do one where we make lunches. And we can do a brunch one. Just let us know what you guys think would be a good other topic. But do it in our chat. Do it in chat here. Send us an email. Go on social media. Go put on our group. Comment there, and let us know what you guys want us to do next.
We also have a few other ideas coming up. But thanks again for spending 2 hours of your evening on a Saturday with us as we sit here and
gorge ourselves.
Make huge amounts of food. But it looks bigger. But it's actually, I can't wait to eat it. I hope you guys have a great night.
If you guys enjoyed this video, please hit the like button below.
Remember, it is the beginning of the holiday seasons, and this year things are going to be a lot different, like we were saying. So be nice.
Yeah.
Let's be nice to each other. We
Patience
really need it right now.
yeah.
We need to be patient with the people in the store who have been working non-stop to make sure that we have access to stuff.
Exactly.
We need to be patient with each other. Not only with people at the store, but with each other.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on out there still. Things are changing. Things are coming, hopefully, too. And we're going to see a brighter future for all of us. Vaccines, there's a lot of talk about that. There's a lot of talk about so much. So we need to have the hope. And what a better time of year than to have hope is around Christmas time. But we need to have hope all the time, not just at Christmas.
I'm just eating.
So love everybody. Love you all. Nick is just eating.
Have a great night.
Have a great night, Facebook.
And we'll see you tomorrow night.
We'll see you
We're
guys tomorrow.
decorating your tree.
It's completely empty right now.
So
it's
tomorrow
kind of
night.
weird. Nick has been picking on me because I've been sprucing it up all week. And I told him from now on, the tree is going up 2 days before so I can place all the branches before I put the lights in.
My husband's weird.
I love to decorate.
Bye everyone. Have a great night.
We'll see you guys